It's your DIY house husband again. For today's video, we'll be repairing this clock. Actually, we're not going to repair it. We are going to change this one. So instead of buying a new clock, I think we can just replace this one, since these ones are inexpensive, but buying a new clock is a bit more expensive, of course. So in doing this one, it depends on your clock. If you have screws, then you will be needing a screwdriver, and then if it doesn't, like for the other clock here, you can just pry this one and you can remove the cover here. Okay, so you will not be needing screwdriver for this type of clock. Okay, so the reason I am changing this one is because the inside of this one is already rusty. I'm sorry, I cannot show you the inside, and also the adapter for the connection for the batteries. Okay, and for this one is not keeping in time. It's always delayed. That's why I think there's a problem with this one, and I'll just be replacing this. Okay, so you'll also be needing a 10 mm wrench, because we'll be needing this one in tightening this part. Okay, so the bolt for this one is actually 10 millimeter, and of course you'll be needing a brand new set of this one. I'm not sure what's called, but this one comes with its adapter and its bolts. You have the second, the minute, and the hour hand. But of course, I will not be using the hand here. I'll be using the hand of the clock. Okay, so you'll be needing also a brush, of course, to clean the dust if it's dusty, and of course a paper towel, yeah, any tissue may do, and of course spray for cleaning the inside. Okay, so let's start. I have 3 sets here actually, so 3 sets for clock. I bought this one for a very cheap price. There are 5, and I already replaced the other clock in our house. So I'll be starting with this one. So this one doesn't need screws, so we'll just pry this out. So just push it. Okay, and also the other. So just push. Okay, slowly push it. We have the last one here. Okay, so I think that's enough, and then carefully remove it. Okay, so remove the cover and also the glass. So it's your time to clean the glass if you want to clean it. So maybe I'll clean it later. Okay, so I'll show you how to remove this. So of course, you just remove the top hand. This is the second hand, so slowly pull it. Okay, and then I'll be using this one, so be careful not to damage the you'll be using it again, so be careful in prying it out. So for this one, you can just pry it. Okay, so that's a hard one, and then pry the hour hand. So for this clock, the hour hand goes first, and then on top is the minute hand, and then the outermost part is the second hand. Okay, so I'll just put it there, and you can use the 10 millimeter to unscrew this one. Okay, so that's it. Just remove the bolts and the washer. So this is the washer. And then you can now remove this part. Okay, so out with this one, and then I'll be putting the new one, which is this one. So take note of the orientation. You can put it like this. Okay, because that's a 12, so I think it's better to put it like that. That's the battery. If you're going to hang it, you're going to put it here. So check first the orientation before putting or locking the nut. Okay, so we have it that one. So we'll be putting the washer, and then of course it's bolt. So you can use the original bolt or washer if you want to, or you can use the new one. Okay, so let's tighten it, but be sure not to tighten it too much, because this one is, I think, a paper. Although it's a plastic, but I think, yeah. And that's it. So we have our newly installed what do you call this, clock something. Okay, so time for this part. So I'll be putting the second, I don't know, the hour hand first. Hope it fits. Okay, so it fits, and my suggestion is always put it at 12 o'clock and then adjust it later. Okay, so next is the minute hand. Okay, so be sure not to push it too hard. And then of course the second hand, then put it also at 12 o'clock. Okay, so you can adjust it to your time. So our time here is, I think it's almost 7 o'clock. So let us adjust it first at 7 o'clock. Okay, so that's it. So the reason why I suggest that you always put it at 12 o'clock, because if you're going to rotate the minute hand, surely it will touch actually this part. Okay, and of course I forgot to tell you a while ago, you'll also be needing a battery to check if your clock is, newly installed clock is working. So let's get some battery. Okay, okay, let's see. And as you can see, the second hand is working. So I will not be putting this one back, since I'll be cleaning that one. Of course I will not show you the cleaning part, but let's go to the other clock also. So I'll just set it aside. So let's change the I don't know the term for this one, but the I think the clock mechanism. So for this one, it has screws, and yeah, we'll be needing to we need to remove the 4 screws here. So as you can see, it's very easy to change your clock mechanism, rather than buying a new clock and throwing the old clock. So it's more environment friendly rather than buying a new one. For the installation, you can just do the reverse the way you remove it. Of course, you can just follow the same procedure. Now, the reverse of the procedure. Okay, let us carefully remove it, and that's it. You can have your time cleaning the glass, so I'll check that one later, and I'll clean it. So the procedure for this one is still the same like with the first one. We will remove first the second hand, and be careful because we will be reusing this one again. Okay, so next will be the thing. Yeah, it's kind of hard to remove. Okay, and then just remove the nut here. Oops, this is not 10 mm. It's a bit larger than I think, but I think I can pry this one using my hand. It's hard. Maybe I'll try to use bigger wrench. Okay, since I cannot remove this one using the 10 mm, I'll be using the adjustable wrench. Okay, so you can have this one just in case the bolt here is somewhat different. I think it's not 11 also, because yeah, I think you can use 11 mm, or better just use adjustable wrench. And since this is a bit rusty, I will not be using that one. Also the washer here, it's a bit rusty. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a bit rusty, so will not be using that, and will not be using this one also. So let's put it there. Then let's have the new one. The installation is the same with the first clock. So for this one, yes, I'll be using the washer here. How's this? Okay. Okay. So, yes, I'll be putting this one. So just insert it like that. Oops. And the problem with our setup here is we have this one, so it cannot fit there. So your only option is to cut that one using a saw or a cutter. So let me see the other one if it has. Oh, it also. Okay, so let me just cut this one, and then I'll install it. Okay, so I'm done cutting this part. So originally it's like that, so I just trim that one so that it will be able to fit here. Okay, so that's it. Then put the washer, and then the new nut, and just turn it. And I think my 10 mm will work with this one. No? Okay. So I think you can use 11 mm. Let me just use my adjustable wrench. Okay. Okay. So I think that's fit enough. Okay, and just put the our hand facing, I think this is 12. Okay. And then the minute hand. I did reuse the this one. I used the original set of hands rather than using the hands with that came with the clock mechanism. Okay, and then our second hand. Okay, so it's set at 12 o'clock, and let's try it first, installing the battery if it's working before installing it. Okay, so as you can see, the second hand is moving. So that's how to replace the clock mechanism of your wall clock rather than buying a new one. So if you're able to have something in our video, don't forget to like, subscribe to our small channel. Thank you for watching.